Joining us on the line, Maryland State Senator Catherine Pugh, who represents Baltimore City in the state legislature. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble speaking today. Good morning to you, Senator Pugh. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you.
Listen, we wanted to talk to you to get an update on what's going on in Baltimore, because there's the statistics are quite shocking, really. 108 homicides in Baltimore this year. And the past Memorial Day weekend was the deadliest in memory. There have been 35 murders in Baltimore this month. That makes it the deadliest month of this century. So what's going on there? And is if this is the situation, it would seem that what we need is more police, not restricted police.
Well, I don't think anybody wants restricted police, but I believe that what you see happening in Baltimore is a result of the police department wanting to make sure that people don't see them in the wrong light. I think there is an issue with the drug trafficking in Baltimore. I think that when you look at the amount of drug treatment centers in one city as opposed to another jurisdictions around the state, which I think also fuels the drug trafficking in Baltimore City, I think we have a major issue that no one seems to really want to deal with. They're turning up in almost every one of these neighborhoods and communities where you see these drug wars and people fighting over drugs in these neighborhoods.
And I hear what you're saying there, but I mean, you say that you don't want restricted police, but yet that's sort of the way they feel about it. Listen to this cut. This was an interview that CNN did with a police officer. His voice is altered somewhat to protect his identity.
And morale, where is morale for police officers?
It's in the sewers. It's down. It's the worst of the worst I've ever seen in my career.
A Baltimore police officer some dozen years on the force says the spike in murders and gun crimes here is the direct result of a coordinated police work slowdown. Why do you think that there is a great increase in the murder rate and the number of shootings in this town?
Officers stop being proactive.
Not patrolling.
Not patrolling, just stop being proactive.
All right, so you get the sense of that. They're saying basically we're not going to put our necks on the line if the people like state senators and the mayor and the council don't have our back.
Well, I can't say that I don't have police have their back, and I don't think you can paint everybody with one brush either. But there is a problem in Baltimore City, as you well know, especially when we've got now the U.S. Attorney General in here looking at our police activity and the number of folks who have died at the hands of police officers, and that by no means paints the majority of the police department in the same light, because for the most part I think that our police do come to protect and serve. But there are it takes a very few bad apples to spoil, the outcome for all others. And I do believe that the morale is low, and I understand that the morale is low in the police department. But at the same time, that means that leadership has to take some responsibility in terms of how we not only train our police, but make them more culturally sensitive to our communities. And at the same time, we have a responsibility in our neighborhoods to respect police as they try to do their job.
All right.
I don't think you can put this on the police. I don't think you can put it on the community by itself, but there are problems in Baltimore City that need to be addressed.
There are. I absolutely get that. And our guest is State Senator Catherine Pugh of Baltimore City, Maryland State Senator. But I'm having trouble connecting these dots. You just heard Brian lay out the statistics. 108 homicides in the city this year, 35 this month, 6 people shot since 10 p.m. Sunday to Monday morning. You just said there's a failure in leadership. You are one of these leaders, and the people.
No! Don't twist my words. What I said is that there needs to be leadership.
Okay.
Around how do we address these particular issues? Because
all right,
25,000 prisoners exiting our institutions every year. The majority of them coming back into the city, no jobs, no opportunities.
I get it.
And at the same time, you've got serious drug problems.
Okay.
And you've got too many drug treatment centers in one particular location. It's like a powder keg waiting to explode.
You're illustrating my point. You are one of the leaders here. You represent people who need to walk down the streets of Baltimore and feel safe. And all you're telling us this morning is the police need to be more sensitive to the community. We need more drug rehab centers. And what can you do to help people today who want to walk down the street?
No, but I said we also have a problem in our city as it relates to drugs and drug treatment centers all in the same area. And if you're, ask yourself the question, if you're a drug dealer, where are you going to go stand? Near a drug treatment center where people are trying to get off of drugs and continue to feed them.
Instead
so
of, excuse me.
The city needs to figure out how it's going to deal with its drug treatment.
Instead of trying to worry about get people off drugs, what about the people who are living in those neighborhoods who aren't doing drugs, who just want to walk to the store? What are you doing to help them?
I think you're helping to make my point. Why would you put drug treatment centers in those neighborhoods where people are trying to live, raise families? You know, you don't have them in downtown. You don't have them in Canton. You don't have them in Federal Hill. But you have them in these communities where you see these this breakout of people killing. And
so the solution is to move the drug treatment center.
Create a more holistic way of doing drug treatment that is not backed up against people's neighborhoods and communities where drug dealers will continue to stand and continue to feed the community with drugs that they should not have. And you cannot do healing and this type of...
Are there any short-term solutions? I mean, right now, if a family wants to go to the movies tonight in your neighborhood and they feel like there's a lot of crime around, and there is, what is going to make them safe tonight?
My neighborhood is not monolithic. My neighborhood is also very rich and very poor and some folks in between. So every community is not the same, and that's my issue here. Every community is not treated the same. Every community is not made up the same way.
Right. Okay. Well, let me.
In my particular neighborhood, we don't have drug treatment at the end.
Okay.
Of
I hear your point on drug treatment. Can I just ask you this question? It seems to me that the focus right now is on what you would say is a few bad cops. That we need to focus and crack down on the cops to make sure they're doing their job. Where is the outrage of the fact that there have been 108 homicides? And I would suggest to you, if you look at the statistics, please let me finish. That 108 homicides. I bet if you look at the statistics, you'll find that much of this is black on black crime. Isn't that the real issue that needs to be addressed here?
I think that's part of the issue, but if you go into other parts of the city, where down in South Baltimore, where there are poor white people, you find that same issue and same problem as well. And if you look across America, Baltimore is only a microcosm of the rest of this country. You know, we talk about black-on-black crime, but the fact of the matter is that you have white-on-white crime as well. I mean, the issue in Baltimore is how do we deal with making our streets more safe? How do we deal with making our police feel that they're more welcome into our neighborhoods? And perhaps part of what we need is not just cultural diversity training, but perhaps we need to get more of our police coming from our communities and our neighborhoods.
All right. Well, we're going to have to leave it right there. Maryland State Senator Catherine Pugh, we appreciate you joining us here today.
Thank you so much.